Order. Start with the.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We'll get started with permits. First up, we've got Quentin Hobbs for fence permit. Go in here. Okay. Right. Yeah, just say your name and where you live and.
Excuse me.
My name is Quentin Hobbs. This is my wife, Brooklyn. We live down on 222 East Walnut, just over on the inside of the park. With the fence permit, what we're trying to get done is stopping the feud that's been ongoing.
We have a quiet please, it's hard to hear.
The feud that we've been having with our neighbors, we're trying to get that to stop. So by putting the fence where we have it proposed is basically trying to end that. We have done the no trespassing and everything, so we're still having issues here and there with it, so I just want to put the fence up, be done with it, just have our property, and that's, we just want to be left alone at this time. Also, the other thing that we wanted to ask the board was what we're doing with that alley. Is it opening fully to access all the streets?
Technically, right now, it's open, it's an open alley. It's an alleyway.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it's just not accessible,
right,
so we wanna see when it will be accessible for us to completely through.
what do you mean by completely through?
From East Walnut Street to East Vine Street,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so wanted to check status on,
They can now.
On obstructions.
They can now.
Oh, okay.
oh, there's,
Well, I do know there's a Comcast pedestal right pretty much in the middle of that alleyway.
yeah,
So
there's,
I'll have to contact Comcast on that.
They marked it today, so all the marks are still there, the flags are taken up, but the marks.
Right, but the pedestal
Pedestal
itself, and
itself.
that's gonna require them to come out and dig and move Comcast lines, and I don't know how soon they'll do that, but.
more towards East Vine, I believe that there's landscaping there, like it's not accessible by vehicle to get all the way down that way.
Okay.
So just wanna check on that, I believe there's a shed or something in the way there, trying to make sure, or check status on getting that to be fully open. And then also we wanted to clarify, the law on parking in an alleyway.
There's not supposed to be any parking in the alley.
Okay.
So what constitutes park? Are we talking overnight parking, just in general?
Any parking, it would be anything that impairs the flow of traffic,
For any amount of time?
basically.
Okay.
Are we able to make that like clarified, maybe in an ordinance or something?
It already is, it's in the
It's
in the law.
Right. So we're going off the wall. Okay.
Okay, because we've had, I've got dates and,
Now, as far as that alleyway, and I know there's a lot of turmoil down there between neighbors and everything. The town has done what we can do as far as having that alley surveyed. Everything else is civil. So as far as any, trespassing, anything like that, that's all civil.
That's all, that's what the.
I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
My main thing was just,
Now,
if we're able to use the entirety of the alley, because the way it goes, it dead ends on the northeast side of my property. It
Right.
dead ends at my east side neighbor's fence. It actually goes from Walnut Street to Vine Street, and then where it tees, it goes west to, I believe that's Washington Street.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, I've got the
Yeah.
prints and everything.
We're basically just, when is the timeframe, how are we gonna go about getting stuff out of the alley? Because there's buildings, there's vehicles, there's.
We would not tear anything down.
Yeah, we'd actually, depending on the route we'd have to take, we'd have the lawyer take care of it. He's not able to be here tonight, so.
And if necessary, we could have it abandoned and nothing further would ever be. It would never be back opened up.
And what
go
happens
all
in
the
the
way
abandonment? Is that where the property owners assume
Each side of it.
each side, so it would be 6
That
feet?
alley from the center point between Vine and Walnut to Walnut would never be able to be closed.
Absolutely.
Because we have residents down there that have garages that have to be accessible, even yours. It has to be accessible. Now, let's say if that alleyway was closed and she built a garage, they don't have to give her accessibility to it at that time because it wasn't existing, but this garage has been there for years. It has to have accessibility. So.
Yeah, so the fence,
So as far as closing anything, we'd have to look into that.
that's
It's
all
an
right, right now.
As of right now, technically it's an alley.
Yeah,
All the way
I just
through.
wanna make sure, because my car cannot get down there right now.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see when the date was that I could start using that alleyway.
Have you ever seen it used before?
I would like to start going out that way, it's closer to my job.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Roger.
I remind them that as far as the fence, you can only put your front of the house and then it's gonna go 32 inches.
I'm getting ready to talk about that. Yeah, as far as the fence, anything past the front of the property can be no taller than, what was it, 32 inch? I think in height, and you can't go any farther than that property stake that's out front.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can't
that's
go all the
fine.
way to the.
We're not, yeah, we're not.
There's also, where's she at? Can you recall, I knew you were back here somewhere, I saw you. Can you recall on the offset on an alley on a fence? I think it was 3 foot.
3'6".
3 foot 6 inches.
3 foot on the alley, 6 foot from the property line. When I put my new house in, it's right in there in your paperwork.
Well, on the fence line on an alley.
3 feet
Is what I'm
on the
talking about.
alley, 3 feet on the alley, 6 foot on the side of your property.
That's
That's
what I was
exactly
saying.
right.
So you'd have to be 3 foot back off your property line to put your fence.
Okay,
On an
am I
alley.
able to clarify when we have the attorney, because Indiana State Code is 4 inches?
We have a code and
We
we
have a
can
code
get you a
here.
copy that
Okay,
you can
I
pick up
appreciate
next week.
Okay, perfect,
But yeah, it's 3 foot off the property line,
Okay.
no farther than that property stake out front,
okay.
and no more than 32 inches high.
Oh,
To the front of the
so the front of the property, where does that constitute? Front,
I believe it's the front of the house.
is it the house, the cutoff?
Front of the house and from the front line.
Would it be fair to say
House
before
line?
we did
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
fence?
Yeah.
That you could come and make sure what we're doing is
Yeah, I can do
appropriate? Okay, I appreciate that.
But Steve, just remember, tell them they don't own that front part.
Yeah, they know,
The city owns.
they know.
Well, I know,
I
okay.
believe that it had said at the meeting that whenever we're speaking, you have a chance to speak without interruption,
From that property stake though.
Yeah, we don't have
Yeah.
it straight,
Yeah.
yeah, we know that.
which is, yeah.
It's the same way with mine over there.
Yeah,
Do we
just want
need
to be
Give
respectful of
you a
others' time.
check now, or?
You'll get what, him,
Yeah, yeah.
she's got your.
That's good
And it's
for 1 year.
1 year old.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Just real quick, I would like to know with Ray at some point tonight.
Probably have to be after the meeting.
Okay, that's fine.
So,
I need some information.
okay,
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Thanks.
No, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Steve,
Yes,
don't you guys have the blue book that we used for years that have all the information?
Lori's got,
Yes, we have it.
Lori's got that.
Okay,
I just wasn't,
well, I wasn't sure.
yeah, and I knew that you probably know, yeah.
But I thought-
I thought it was, because on property line to property line, if you put 2 property lines together, you can put a fence right on the property line. But I know there was an offset on an alley, I just wasn't 100% sure whether it was 3 foot or
That
not.
should be.
Okay. Sam Matlack?
Yes, sir.
Did I pronounce that right?
You did, yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, and that's for the fence permit too, there's one for pops. Okay. I'm trying to
We should switch seats.
clarify, which house is it?
333 West Walnut Street.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think where it's at.
The opposite to us, Steve.
Oh, it's just on the other side of the alley.
No,
No, it'd be off, we're east,
Main
he's
Street.
west. so-
Southeast corner
Go
of
down
the
the
intersection of
pharmacy.
Jordan and Walnut.
Okay, okay,
Take a walk.
I was lost. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's, Doug's old place, Doug Cunningham. Gotcha. And you want to put a fence around the whole, basically the whole property?
Yes, sir.
What style of fence you putting up?
white cedar, 6 foot by 8 foot panels.
Okay. Now, out towards the front of the property, you can't go 6 foot. Well, not supposed to. I know we've got some others down here that's got a 6 foot.
Yes, sir.
Were they grandfathered in by chance?
I don't know, I don't recall. That may actually change you guys a little bit too.
Yes, sir.
So you're saying they can't run a fence through their
Well-
front yard?
Yeah, they can, by,
This is the front.
yes, this is, Water Street here. This is Jordan.
Well, they should be able to.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna block any view of traffic. Okay,
As long as the height requirement is met,
Yeah.
I think they can do all 4 sides.
yeah, because it's not a blocking the view of any traffic. Your fence, unfortunately, though, coming out would block traffic view from the alley, so,
Yeah, I'll just have, when we go to do that,
yeah.
I mean, to make sure everything's
Yeah.
good. We're not looking to, drawbridge it up, but close
You're not
enough.
digging a moat?
Hey, if I can get proof for one, I'll take it.
Gators are hard to get up here.
Isn't there an existing fence already there? Wouldn't
Part of it's already fenced.
Yes,
in.
sir, yeah.
Down the east side, across the back, I believe.
No, it's actually the. Oh, you're right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, down the east side and across the back. So you're just wanting to come across the front and down the west side, basically.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's it. I'm good. Okay, permit what, 25?
For fencing,
10.
10 for fence? Get with him and.
Thank you.
Okay.
And here's the one you need their names. You guys.
I thought you said something to
Thank you, guys.
Jake will be up here.
Okay. Tyler Morgan? So come in. And that's for 120 Brown Street. Yeah. Right. Oh, okay, coming out towards the. Towards the alley.
Another fence.
No, it's a building permit for a patio out front of the house. It's right over here across from the fire department. 16 feet.
Yeah.
It's sticking out in front of the house this way.
That's existing,
Yeah, that's
and that's
existing.
existing. So just wrap this one on around to the front.
No, this is just a yard.
You have a deck on that side of the house? On the,
We're gonna add to the
Yeah.
north, or the south side and the east side. We're gonna come
Okay.
out and
So
make
you're
it
gonna
wider.
wrap around.
We're gonna do a wrap around and come out 8 foot instead of the 5.
How far are you gonna be off the property line out there? There's already a fence out there.
not out front.
Not out front.
Okay.
Between them and Horn, there's a fence.
It's gonna come out to where it's still back behind that sidewalk there.
Okay.
And then on the other one, on the north side of the house, just going further on the existing concrete there.
Okay,
So we'll have to add like a foot of concrete on the one side.
all right. How much is that one?
25.
I
already gave it.
Here again.
Oh, okay. Getting ahead of it.
We're 120 South Brown, right?
Bonnie Messick? Got a bunch of them.
Taking a while.
You can sit,
Just have her sit right here.
yeah.
Oh, I think you're the, okay.
It'd help if I came out to you. I'll come to you.
All right.
And this is for a,
Sunroom.
cut off back of house there.
Just going where the deck is now.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. It's coming off the back. You know which house I'm talking about? Just around the corner from me.
Okay.
East side, east side of West Street. Yeah, it's gonna be. Basically, the house comes across and there's a deck out here now, and she's gonna build, pretty much close it in. There's no encroachment on property lines or the street or anything like that. Oh, there it is, a nice picture of it. That's the deck right now. Now, when they moved that, septic tank, they moved it a little bit farther out in the north, didn't they?
No, they didn't move it. That's the question I have, is what kind of regulations do you have on the septic tank? Because now the deck, it doesn't cover the cover, but it maybe, my builder wants to know what kind of regulations that you have on
As
that.
long as it's exposed to where our guys can get to it to pump it. It's the lid out away from the,
Yeah, the
I
lid
can't
is-
remember how far out it was.
The lid's, I would say probably 2 to 3 foot.
Okay.
Out from the deck now. The deck now is 14 by 14. Now, we thought we might have to, I was told that, the septic tank is 9 foot in diameter. And,
Thereabouts.
and so but all I have to worry about is just the cover.
Basically where the cover's exposed,
Okay.
but we've got some in town that people have actually built a garage over the top of
Oh, no.
the tank.
No, nothing like that, but that, yeah, I was wanting, right now, my builder was just going to make it 15 by 11. But if I could keep the 14, that would be great, because he was taking the whole 9 foot.
Okay,
If it ever had to be dug up.
if,
If it ever had to be totally dug up, would we have room to get machinery in there?
Oh, from the backside, yes.
okay,
I mean, and you would still be able to get to the lid. The lid it would still be, even if I kept it at the 14 by 14, which I have now, then the lid is still about, like I said, 2.5 to 3 foot from
Roger,
that.
Roger, you was gonna put an input on it.
My concern, that the lid is probably 3 to 4 feet. Now, if they go out there, they still got, the patio's coming out.
Right, the deck,
The deck's coming out, you're gonna have to put footing,
right,
or, and
and how close are,
walk. And I don't think you would want to, you can't,
not over the top of that tank, not even over the edge of it.
they've got to dig a footing on it.
Yes, I know he has to. That's what he's wanting to know.
37 inches down, and that tank's in the way.
No, not for 11, possibly for like, Okay.
If you wanted 11 and notice that, then. But if you're going.
I think the 14's gonna be a little bit too close.
okay, well,
But that's the way that tank, the lid sits and then the tank comes out, you've got to be
Right.
able to clear that with the footer.
yes.
And then the other thing is, remember we talked about a clean out?
Yeah, that, and Keith said that's fine, he's gonna move that. So that's not a problem.
I'll also,
Okay, I mean, if you would like to talk to Mr. Smith, he would be glad to come, he just was not available for
Okay.
tonight.
you know where I live down there, if he comes by and I'm home in the evening, he's more than welcome to come down and get me, and I'll go down there and look at it.
Okay, I'll tell him.
That's
Because,
fine.
that I wanted to know about maybe moving it, I'm possibly going to move it.
Okay,
I have already talked to Dick Blazer.
yeah, Blazer's the one that
And,
put that in there, so.
I don't think so, I think
He
it was
moved it when
there.
you start, before you built the place. He came in and moved it, I think,
I don't know,
because I worked for the town at that time, so,
I don't know, I didn't ask you to move it.
okay. I believe, if I remember right, it got moved, but
But I have talked to Dick about possibly moving it,
Yeah.
and so that's kind of a questionable thing.
then 15's this way. And we're talking this way, coming out either the 14 or the 11, but we'll go with 11 for right now.
Questionable whether you're gonna do 11 or 14 at this time.
Right,
Yeah, we're gonna shoot for 11 right now.
right, that's what, and
Yeah.
that's what's on it.
Okay.
But if I go to the 14, then I'll have it moved.
Okay, that works. Just have him, if the thing has to be moved, we'll get with Benji and have him get my sewer service out, pump it down. Empty.
And get with Benji about what?
We'll pump that tank empty,
Oh,
so when he goes to move it, because he won't be able to move it full.
no,
I mean, he might, but it may not survive.
I don't.
And you don't want that in your backyard.
No, I don't.
So, yeah, anytime in the evening or something when I'm home, or even on the weekend, if he happens to be available,
What's your hours? So that.
my personal hours, nonstop.
Well, no, I mean, because
Oh,
I
my
would
work-
have to have him.
Okay, my work hours, I get home about 4:30, quarter till 5.
Okay, so sometime.
I'm
after
sorry, I
4:30.
misunderstood that.
Or on the weekend.
I'm available.
Or on the weekend. Okay, I will tell him, he would have come to the meeting tonight, but he had other commitments, and I told him, I said, I think I could tell you anything that you need to know.
Okay. All righty.
Put it in a prominent place and it's good for 1 year.
Okay, thank you. And I come and pay you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and, Steve, if you don't mind, my copy machine did not work, so you have my only copy. If a copy can be made, I
Yeah,
would sure like
We
that
can
one
do
back.
that.
Will you do that as well?
Yeah.
For Monday.
Yeah, just make a copy of it.
For her.
Okay,
Definitely.
by Monday?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Mr. Pierce, where are you? There you are.
Oh, you have a first one.
Okay, this is the alley. Oh, okay. Got a lot of building going on in town.
And it's a fence.
This is the alley back here.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And this is the house.
So that's,
Not the house.
that's the, it's this one.
I have new pictures from today where they whitened the house.
Oh, yeah, I saw that when I come in.
Yeah.
That This is, the
But these are the two houses.
This is the house in her
Concerned
garage.
about.
Oh, that we had, I would have the whole alley. Now, it doesn't go back to Dave's line.
Yeah.
It just goes.
This is Dave's right here. So this is right here where she had that driveway, or the alleyway down.
Okay.
She's wanting to put a fence around in
Yeah,
between the
no.
house and the garage. So it's definitely up in her, the property.
And it's address 215 South Washington.
One question on the fence is my septic tank sits there. I think if they're gonna put it on the outside of the fence instead of the inside, is it a better place?
Outside would be better, but as long as they've got accessibility, because if they have to drain it, they'll bring in a truck and run a hose through the gate or whatever.
Yeah,
It's in
no, be on the
backyard.
outside, so they can just pull in Dave's and just set it
Right.
there.
Yeah, because they've got that alleyway right there beside there, so, okay.
The only other question is I'm having siding put in with new windows. One, they have contractors over.
Right.
There's not gonna be enough room in that alley for my parking. Can we use the cheese factory across the street
I
on
don't have-
Walnut for them to?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
No. And as far as the parking thing, contractors and stuff are sometimes a loophole there that- because they have to be able to get in and out and work. And so that's kind of a gray area, but it's understandable. So, no problem. She's got your permit.
One more.
All right, we got developers meeting. I'm not even sure
Did
what,
Developer?
Stephen Ray or BCA, BCR?
okay. What about, board request BCA soil management?
I believe the board needed to approve allowing BCA, the group recommended by Stephen Ray, Executive Director, North Central Indiana Regional Planning Council, to conduct any needed soil management plan and to apply to Stephen Ray and his council for funds to cover the cost of said soil management plan for the cheese factory.
The cheese factory lot. What was it gonna be the cost on that?
We don't know. I was in a phone call with that, and there is a possibility that, we could get some sort of grant or funds to, get the soil test and
Okay,
alleviate some of the issues there, but Felix was part of that conversation and
why don't we,
probably delay
Table
that to
that
the
for now.
next meeting. Yeah.
HWC engineering, structural concept.
Comprehensive,
Yeah,
That's what she does, you guys.
All right, well, thank you all for making time for me today. My name is Reese Wimmer. I'm a planner with HWC Engineering. We've been working with Tipton County for a little less than a year now on the Tipton County Comprehensive Plan, which is what I'm here to talk about, specifically the Sharpsville chapter within the Tipton County Comprehensive Plan. So I want to start by just giving a broad overview of what the Comprehensive Plan is, and then talk a little more specifically about what's in the Sharpsville chapter of the Comprehensive Plan. So the Tipton County Comprehensive Plan has been an opportunity for residents across the county to come together and set a vision for the future of the county. So really answering the question, what do we want Tipton County to look like in 10 or 20 years and what steps do we need to take to get there? We've been working on this plan since November of last year. We anticipate it'll finish up in about January of this next year. There have been several engagement opportunities like online surveys, in-person public workshops, that Sharpsville residents have taken part in, as well as residents from across the county. As part of this plan, though, the county wanted to prioritize partnership and collaboration with the towns. So that's why you have this draft chapter of the Sharpsville chapter of the Tipton County Comprehensive Plan in front of you, is because the county wanted to identify a way to help support the towns. So this plan that you have in front of you is intended to be a reference guide for the county to understand how to best support you, how to make decisions that support the goals identified by your residents. Also to be a tool for you to use to take steps towards achieving the goals identified by the residents here. So as we look at this plan a little more in depth, I'm gonna give a really quick overview of this for the sake of saving everybody's time. I'm not gonna go into great detail about the goals or anything here. I do just want to touch on what's here. I'm going to ask you at the end of this to review this and send me your notes on this afterwards, because this is your plan and we need your local expertise to make this an effective tool. But like I said, I want to just touch on some of the key items that are in here. So we've got an existing conditions analysis. This is really just a look at what Sharpsville looks like today. We've got a public engagement overview. This is looking at the workshop that we held here in Sharpsville. And a summary of the results that we heard from the residents that attended this workshop. We have a SWOT analysis. This is looking at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats facing the town. There's a draft of the future land use map for Sharpsville in there. To be clear, this is not a regulatory map. This is not intended to be a zoning map. This is looking at, it's a recommendation of which land uses are most appropriate where. And then the last thing you're going to see in this chapter are the goals and strategies for Sharpsville. So this is really the heart of the document. These goals and strategies were developed taking directly the comments from people that came to the workshop and some of the analysis of the existing conditions and the opportunities and threats that you see in there. Setting goals for those based off what they said, and then strategies to identify how to achieve those goals. Like I said, I'm going to ask you to take this home, review it. Please be critical. We need you to look at it really critically so that we can make this the best that it can be. If you can get that back to me by August 25th, that'll give us time to incorporate this into the county's comprehensive plan so that they can use it and that you can use it. You guys have any questions? I'm happy to answer anything.
Just in perusing, I think one of the things maybe that didn't get mentioned and maybe I didn't think of earlier was access to 31. That's kind of a sticking point, especially for the schools and for the fire department, I would assume, and
Yes.
Getting into Prairie Township because we have an agreement with them. Is that correct, Paul?
Yes, it does.
So
Right.
it's.
Hey, would you speak up just a little bit? I can't hear.
I'm suffering from a little bit of laryngitis, so I'm.
I can hardly hear this fellow over here.
Yeah, that was one of the fire department's concern too, was that accessibility. The plan right now, the way I've heard everything, the only way we can get on 31 is 28 or 26. And that's gonna delay the response time.
Yeah, and this is a conversation that we've had with a lot of people, so we'll be sure to include that in there. That is certainly important. Anything else?
Unless do you feel it's important to read for the group, what the goals were that came out of it, just the,
Yeah, if you'd like me to do that.
please?
Absolutely. All right. So we've got 6 goals in here. Like I said, these came directly from the input that was received at the public workshop here in Sharpsville. And there are strategies associated with each goal to identify how to achieve these goals. The goals are leverage the town's location to attract new families, expand and diversify the housing stock, revitalize the town's core, improve recreational opportunities, support property maintenance, and building community and local buy-in.
So those was what our people that came to the meeting here,
Yes.
expressed interest in.
Yeah, and this was through, we had several boards lined up to ask questions about what residents love about Sharpsville, what challenges you're facing, some questions specific to housing and land use and that sort of things. This was cumulatively what we heard the most about, what we found was the most important to people.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Well,
Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Thanks for your patience.
Paul?
Steve, I have a question.
Yeah.
I will.
Where did we get a copy of what he was talking about?
I'll
I
have,
think the meeting that I went to, been over a year ago.
and we had one,
We had one earlier this summer.
yeah,
Yes, so we had one earlier this summer. We will be posting these online. And so we'll make sure to notify you and you can send out some notifications to the residents if you don't mind.
it's online.
Yeah, it's not yet, it will be online.
I can bring you a copy. I'll
Yes.
bring you a copy to your
I don't
home.
have a computer.
Okay.
Okay.
One of us will make sure you get a copy of it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Good evening, and thanks for allowing me time to speak tonight. My name is Paul Kingery. I'm the Liberty Township trustee. I did come to this board about 2 months ago, if you remember.
Yep.
I have a nice speech written here, but I don't think I'm going to do it with time constraints that we have now.
Thank you.
Basically, we have a proposal to move forward with an engineering company to do our studies to get started on the project. And in our meetings with the board has a lot of concerns, as well as myself, that we'll be expelling a lot of township funds renovating the building that we don't want. So I would say that the question to you is there any interest in selling the property to the township for the purpose of the fire department? What it's currently being used.
I don't have personally, I don't have an issue with it. I don't know what others' thoughts are. I know this has been rumbling.
It's been,
For years.
I think it was the last board that came in. We spoke about this.
Yeah.
And we wanted to give this new board a chance to get their feet under themselves before we presented something any further, but we're ready to move forward and to, because we see a need in the future for this area, not Liberty Township, but also the other townships that we service, to have paid fire, or at least a paid EMS. So we need to prepare ourselves and our building for that need. And the building that we currently use now is not, it's a barn. So we need to make more living space, something to support that full staff. And I don't know if we can come to some kind, I'm okay with having some kind of agreement between the town and the township. If you guys want to work something out with the township board and myself, where you're a part of it, that would be great too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna form a committee, and at some point, we're gonna need people on those committees before we start. But we have to get the legwork done. We're not willing to sign with the engineering company to do the studies until we know which direction we need to go. We need to focus either on this building, if you're willing to sell, or go into a co-op or whatever we're going to look at, or are we going to build new? So we need to find out where we're going to focus our committee at.
Right.
So the sale of the building would dictate where we're going to move to, or move forward with. Not that you'd ever lose your fire department.
Right.
It's always going to be.
Just may not be in
Just may
that
not be
building or.
there. Right next door.
I mean, is that truly something you would like to see happen? Rather than look for a new place?
I would love to put it under that roof. I mean, it would be more cost efficient if we could physically do it. I mean, that's the engineering company's job, is to tell us, is this building something worth saving, something we can rehab, or are we better to add on what we want to have in that same structure, but we still need the property?
Yeah.
Or to build new somewhere else.
Yeah.
So your question to us was,
Would you entertain selling the building and the property to the township?
I'm gonna have to let you guys answer that, because since I'm on the fire
Yeah.
department,
You don't have to answer.
I gotta abstain from it.
I know it puts you on the spot. It's been grumbly for.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's been.
Yeah. Without our attorney here to start things in motion.
Yeah.
I for years have thought, you guys need, the Liberty Township needs control of the building if it's going to stay here. And if it's gonna stay in that building, I think.
That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah,
So I
and,
am in favor of it.
and we've discussed that before, that why sink so much money into a building that you don't technically own?
Well, it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
We will have to.
yeah,
Because I can't see spending township funds on someone else's property.
right.
But what are your thoughts?
Well, to meet the need of that one, this comprehensive plan, that was just so conveniently discussed.
Oh,
Um,
That's your.
I would be in agreement.
So, yeah, we're not definitely not making
We have
a
a
decision
tentative
right now,
yes.
but, or,
We have a tentative, yes?
yes, yes.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
You guys have any
I mean-
questions, any other questions for me, or I can take questions from?
Okay, Paul, where you, want to go with that fire barn?
As far, I would presume, I would rather stay right here,
I mean, where were you gonna go, what property?
the existing fire station.
The property over here where Coleman's at?
No,
No.
no, where the fire barn's at.
That is the
You
fire
wanna
barn.
go- Which way you
We
wanna
do,
go?
we do not own that.
They're not technically adding on to it or anything right now. They're just looking at possibly buying that, because the town owns the fire barn building.
Oh, I thought you,
Okay.
We
go-
paid
I thought we were talking
We're
about
looking
that
at
property over
possibly
here.
selling that to the township to let it be their property so they can invest in it.
We want to invest in the property.
But
We want
if you
to-
needed to expand it, would you expand it?
It would
I
have
think
to
we're
come-
being,
It would
would
have
you
to
go
come
up,
in, it would
or
have to
would
come
you
into
come
the
over
parking lot.
towards
Probably
where
have
the
to.
parking
Into the
lot
parking
is? Okay, the same lot, just where the gravel is, if they needed to extend
Oh,
that building,
go
they
back
would
east, you
Yeah.
mean?
over
Go
here,
east,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, I thought you were
No,
assuming taking this property over here.
No,
No.
if the sale is not viable, where we can't purchase that property, we were talking about relocating to another property.
To someplace else.
Well, I know that property over here comes up October the 15th.
Okay,
The Coleman.
Coleman Wagner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, all right.
We have a tentative yes on it.
Yes, yes, we do.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. And when your committee gets formed and stuff, let us know.
Okay.
We'd
We may
be,
be asked.
we'd be glad to be part of it.
Thank you.
Marshall Shepherd.
All right, mine will be quick. Activity reports attached. As far as ordinance updates, I'm going to skip past the ones that refer to the attorney. The 309 East Vine, there's no return or call, contact or anything from that property owner. So that she's going to be requested to come to the next board meeting due to the issues going on in the fence. And then it's 122 East Elm, no change. Neighbors continue lawn care per their agreement. Property still remains a hazard. 324 North Church, trash, weeds, vegetation around property. Issued warning letter. The cutoff was today, so that one might be coming to the next meeting as well. 216 West Meridian, the overgrowth in the backyard. That's the one that I'm kind of working, that date's wrong on there. Kind of working with them because they inherited that mess. So out of the ones that weren't referred to the attorney, that's the general update. There was three golf cart ordinances issued, permits issued. It was brought to my attention about an ongoing four-wheeler thing on the southeast side of town, so I'm going to talk to the participants in that. But like I said, I was on vacation, so that came back to that. So that's gave me an opportunity to address it. So outside of that, I have no needs at this time.
As far as Benji had that call. Kurt, I'm sorry. Yeah, we can do that.
The only reason is the parking lots at Sharpsville are right there, so crazy. I think and you go to their home, and you tell them the night, day, or the hour. We need to have them under control. We have a family behind us that has 3 dogs, and they bark all day. They put them on a leash, and they leave them outside. Start brightening something up, make them pay,
Is this the same one that we've talked about before?
right behind you.
Okay.
And all over town, really, it's not just there. I'm sure there are a lot of other people who want to like the dogs all day long. But they don't need to be put outside all day, so the neighborhood can
I agree.
do it. And I wrote
I have a
that
dog and she lives indoors.
Oh, listen, we
She
have a
likes
dog.
AC.
Yeah, Bass Town edition, you know how they help. We never have a problem with that. But it is very annoying.
Okay.
So can they start to giving them something?
Yep.
That says, hey,
We'll work on that.
you're gonna pay $20 if they call parking again or something?
Yeah, I've given them warnings before, so we'll escalate it.
Please do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Benji got called away on his grandmother. I guess she's not in very good health. And they called the family, and so if you could put some prayers out there too for his family. I have his notes here. Where'd I put him?
It's in here, but this is incorrect. Well, we can talk
Okay,
about
I
it.
got it. Okay, the equipment mileage and stuff, had 8 locates, back keys were sent in. Water usage update when he receives, he's gotta get a new laptop. His took a blame leak, I guess, it did the dent screen on him. So he's supposed to be getting a new laptop this week. I told him.
Yeah, thank you.
Told him to go ahead and get with Keegan about making sure we get the money to go pick it up. So wastewater was updated as well. Jim, no report on the town. We had a water leak on West Meridian Street that was repaired. We have been patching potholes. We've gotten more hot pads from E&B. The fall cleanup will be September the 12th. You said something different about that.
He's indicating that the fall cleanup will be September 12th. Please make sure mattresses are wrapped in plastic along with furniture, or they will not take it. It is my understanding.
That was mine too.
And actually, they took a couch today that was not wrapped, so things do not have to be wrapped.
That was,
That was a waste management thing.
Yeah. and I think that's why you put it in the notes because
Yeah.
that was just an ongoing thing. The new On Point, our understanding from their owner is that things don't have to be wrapped. Just put it out there and then they'll grab it and go. But the townwide cleanup for the fall is gonna be September the 12th. He also said he'd like to thank the church for donating their old marquee sign to the town. He's gonna do some work to it and give us a backup one. We had one when I worked here that we redid, put new lights in and everything, and the wind kind of took it. He's got one down there now, but it's not in the greatest of shape, and this one, he's gonna fix it up a little bit and get it ready to, technically the one that's sitting down here now, Benji owns. He brought it in. And he's got the bids. We were required to get 3 bids for the upgrade to the lift station. Let me rephrase that. We was required to attempt to get 3. He attempted to get 4, he got 2. 2 has never responded, and he's got documentation on that. The lift station took a crap again this week. We're still running on 1 pump, and we've got to get it upgraded, especially if we're looking at growing anywhere. We've got to be able to handle this. So we've got the bids. We need to get with you to see where the money's gonna come from. So, I think that's it. Town attorney comments?
So.
Do we need to take action now that
We
we've got
actually did,
four?
we actually did, and we approved it, but then
Yes.
we had to stop and wait to get another bid and we got one more extra.
Fuel is
the,
more than.
Then IPW, Indiana Pump Works.
yeah, the IPW is the
They're doing a
one,
lot of work for us anyway.
right, yeah, because they've already done the work. They do the work from control panel to the bottom of the pit. They do it all. They don't outsource it. Actually, Curly's a good company that we work with for repair pipeline or pipe repair and stuff. But they don't do it from ground up. They outsource also. And that was one of the things they discussed with us, that they would have to outsource some stuff. And IPW does it from start to finish.
I make a motion to accept the bid of IPW after we figure out funding and financing.
Okay.
So
I
is this,
second that,
is this the total bid for IPW?
yes.
Just this 78,000? Because I thought last time it was like 78, and then there was another one for like 23,000.
That was the lift station on the north end, and he thought that that could be tabled at this time.
Oh, okay.
So we broke it down to one at a time. for-
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. But the north end's gonna have to be done too eventually, but.
And it begs the question to ask him if, we're getting funds from an outside source and not what we have on hand. Can we do the north end too? I think his first concern was if he just did the park, could he circumvent getting the 4 bids? And the answer was no, he had to at least try. So I think he would be willing to go with both the 25,000 for the north end and
Depending on,
this one,
depending on the funding.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay? So do we want to vote on this? The
Right,
First,
right.
second?
Second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed. Council comments.
I didn't have anything other than make sure we signed the contract for the Tipton County street sweeping.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, I don't have a pen.
Okay. Or have Steve sign it and then you scan it and make sure you get it back to Dylan Dietrich,
Okay.
okay?
Go ahead and list that down.
Unfortunately, you did not remove the greenery weeds on Meridian Street like we hoped. So,
I couldn't, be honest with you, I couldn't tell a lot of difference,
Got rid of the pine needles that were about.
but, yeah. Where's my signature going this evening?
I didn't see it on there, that's why.
I would just, well, so I guess Keegan just needs to sign it. Well, you can sign down there. I'm just looking at that. Yeah.
Okay, real quick on council comments. I know we've got quite a few people in here. We're gonna have to stay respective. I don't know what all the topics are yet, but we'll have to stay respective and kind of keep it to a limit on time. So next step is open discussion.
I don't say one thing, I am glad all the years.
Can you step up there, please?
Yeah.
Since we're streaming now,
Okay.
it's
All the
easy.
years that we run the town board, we always follow the fire department to help them along. And I'm kind of glad now that you're seeing that and you're gonna help them.
We're still working in that direction.
I think that's a
We-
good thing.
And aside from the point that I'm on the fire department, we do owe them a lot. They bring a lot to the community.
And the ambulance service, I get enough of.
Yeah.
Here this year, I had it 3 times in my house. So, yeah. But no, I am glad that maybe they'll be able to do what they want over there, and maybe if they can look at that property next door, we do have to use it for purposes too.
I think that's in the discussion, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
step into
I
that
hope it works out.
territory.
Can I help you up there?
Good evening. My name's Lester Reed.
No kid.
I live down there where they're having a feud over the alleys, and I believe I'm part of it. That's okay too.
Hey Lester, would you speak up just a little for me?
I'm talking loud and talk, Joe. Where's your hearing aid?
I don't have no hearing aids.
You need to start wearing them.
Joe, right here. I have some things for the county board. First of all, the gym plans. For the dedication of gym, we've set the time, the date for June the 6th. And Shane Arnold is wanting to help us with that. And so.
You said June 6th?
June the 6th. Time, I can't give you the time, will be in the afternoon. We're doing it early. We're doing it away from the 4th of July because of the crowd we have now. We didn't want to impact that crowd.
Lester, it is starting at noon, I found my notes.
Okay, we'll be starting at noon till whenever the alumni won't leave.
Okay.
And like I say, Shane Arnold is willing to work with us on that. He had some ideas and stuff
Okay.
to help share.
And to make sure it's not rented out at that time.
I think they've already
Yeah.
checked.
Okay.
The next thing, the change of the water rates. You can't do it. Because, you have to make a motion, do an ordinance, post it, sign it, the state board of accounts will be all over this young man.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to take the water rates, I can tell people back to what they were until you apply to state board of accounts. Because you gotta do an ordinance on it.
Right.
Change the rates, you can't just change rates.
When did we change rates?
Huh?
When we went with the new,
Your lawyer took, you didn't have to have an ordinance.
That wasn't the water rate, that was.
It's the trash.
The trash pickup lowered.
Yeah, but you're still changing rates on the service. So you have to do an ordinance, because the state board of accounts will come back on your clerk treasurer.
Even if it's a decrease and not an increase?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They don't care.
Right.
Next, state board of accounts has gone over okay. You have to keep all you talked about shredding papers. You have to keep at least the last 5 years, because you haven't been audited in probably 5 years. So they'll want them. Also, when you get ready to get rid of these papers, you gotta fill out forms and request the state board of accounts to do all that.
Yeah.
If not, they'll come back with me.
Yeah, you got a website or something that you had to go through to.
It's like the IAR.
Yeah, we're not getting in a hurry to destroy it.
I haven't tried it.
Don't do it.
No, I haven't touched nothing.
No.
But, yeah,
You're scared me.
the one they'll come back on, him.
Yeah, he's got to guard himself.
And he'll be fine.
That means you quit tomorrow, right?
On the pickleball court. The papers you give me was for someone to put in paint in a new
Yeah.
pickleball court.
okay.
Benji got a hold of me. That was a different type of floor or flooring.
That can be done. We'll probably get some volunteers to go down there. It's a puzzle, they tell
Yeah.
me, but I don't know if you have to have a glue under it to hold it or not. Nobody said.
Well, Bridge Landscaping was looking at helping on that.
Yes, I talked to them.
Okay. Cause yeah, we've got all that donated money into it and stuff, that we want to get it up and operational.
Also, I got a bid to take the trees out at the, front of the gym.
How much was that? 'Cause
To Bridge Landscaping will do it for, I've got it here. They'll do it for $2,038.45. That's to take the trees out and remove them. Plus, they will replace the trees with a red bud, 35 gallon red bud tree, and the other one I will replace with a yellow wood tree.
Okay.
So they're gonna give you about $1,200 worth of trees to replace them when you take these out.
Okay, so there was gonna be no charge for the trees and.
No, this is the whole charge,
Okay.
$2,038.45.
You gonna grind the stumps?
They'll grind the stumps too. Put the new trees back in. I got a bid from another guy and he wanted up around $5,000 to take it out.
It's expensive, that's why I was gonna help.
$600 just to take out the stumps.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna help Benji and them take those trees down.
But I personally thought that was a pretty good price.
That is.
So I was getting our trees replaced.
What do you guys think?
Now, what's wrong with them?
They're
They're
dead.
dead.
Dead, okay.
I make a motion, we accept the 2,000, whatever,
2,038.45.
for taking the trees out and replacing.
Okay, I'll get this back to him and
Okay,
we'll get.
I'll second the motion to hire, Bridge Landscaping
okay,
to take the trees out, grind the stumps, and replace two quality trees.
Yeah, they'll be bigger trees that size, so there won't be any problem getting them to take off.
okay.
And I have some concerns.
Let us go ahead and do that vote on the tree real quick, and
Okay,
that way we get that out of the way. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So passed. All right, go ahead, Leslie.
the other thing I had, who's responsible for enforcing our ordinance?
Enforce an ordinance? That would be great.
That's my question, because there, we've got a nice little town, a clean little town to a certain point. But outside that, we're dragging our feet somewhere. I mean, there's weeds all over this town, including town property.
Right.
So, we can't clean up our own property, it's hard to enforce somebody else. So I just wonder, are we gonna start putting citations out there?
As far as I think Ray was handling most of it, weren't you?
Yeah, that's to that point now.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's, when I did my update, there is 4 coming up that are supposed to be coming to this next board meeting.
Okay, now does our lawyer work for you guys or these guys?
He works for the town board.
So he doesn't represent us?
He's the town
No.
board attorney.
He takes care of any legal aspect that we have for the town on the board side.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's the way I understand it.
I wanted to ask him, but he's evidently got sickness in his family or something, I don't know. But, what do we have to do as citizens to tell you people? We don't want that 12-bedroom, 700 square foot, one-room properties. I don't want it in my backyard, you would not want it in
No,
your backyard.
It's in my backyard. No, I'm not for
You're
it
not
either.
happy about it.
No, I'm not
So
for it.
why are
I'm
we
honest about that.
pushing to go on and do this? Because this guy's got a friend.
Well, I've already voiced my opinion of it.
Well, I'm voicing my
So,
opinion,
and
so I guess if I want to move, do we, the people of town, have to get a lawyer to fight the board?
No. Because I think we're on the same page.
Well, the only winner I see in this whole room, there's only 2, the lawyer and his friend.
Right.
And you're.
I'm totally against the fact of any apartments being built in there. for the simple fact that with apartments, people come and go. And what's it gonna look like in 10 years,
Well, we're not
or
on
even
that.
less?
He'll sell it to somebody else
Right.
once he gets all his HUD money out and.
I would be, and I'm speaking personally, I'm not speaking for the board or anything, I'm speaking personally. I would be more apt to go with something like condos, because it's something that somebody's gonna purchase and stay and take pride in.
Well, if we're gonna give the land away, my view on it is, give it to a local contractor.
Right.
You know,
Well-
that specifications, what you want on it, you want a time limit, you want it done this way. If you're gonna give the land to a guy down in Indianapolis that's gonna get HUD money, and he's never gonna have a dime invested in it, but me and you, the taxpayers are.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm more apt for like a condo. If we can't have that or be something that we all agree on, it'll stay Greenland.
So, do we, as the people, have to seek a lawyer?
No. I don't believe so.
I don't want
I
it.
don't believe so.
You would want it in your backyard.
And what,
You didn't really want them buildings in your backyard. But
No,
they're there.
no, I didn't.
But how would you like to have a 700 square foot apartment in your backyard?
I do want that land developed residential. Now, what it may look like, I don't know,
You
but,
guys can do that.
okay.
It's pretty simple. You
Yeah.
tell somebody, an investor down at Tipton or even here in Charlottesville, that you've got land you're gonna let them have for $1, they'll jump all over.
well, there's more to it than that, because what's that? Refresh my memory, Ray, on that committee or the board that we were trying to create for that.
Well, you're talking about creating the RDC,
Yeah, the RDC.
the Redevelopment Commission,
And that
contract
takes money
system.
to do that, so that's what we're gonna try
Well,
to
you
work
already-
into the deal.
Wait a minute, you've already paid this lawyer an extra $3,000 just to talk to ID. He charges you for everything he does. You pay $850 a month, and if he does 1 hour work anywhere else, he charges you another $100. So he's not working for me, you know, if that's what he's worth, then. you know.
Well, like I said, my opinion of it, I don't want apartments either.
Well, I'm gonna let you know up front, if you go proceed with it, we'll get people together, we'll hire a lawyer,
Well-
and we'll fight you.
And our job up here is to do what's in the best interest of the community as a whole. And that's what we need your input on.
What's it hurting sitting there?
Not hurting them.
It's not hurting a thing
Not a
sitting
thing.
there.
And that's what I said. I would much rather see it stay Greenland
Yep.
than anything.
Earl, do you other two agree with what he's saying?
I want it developed
Why?
How?
because this town needs new families.
Okay,
They need,
now I agree with you there, but you.
and our school needs children.
Yeah, but how many children are you gonna get in a 700 square foot?
I would agree,
bedroom
probably
property?
not. It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom house.
That's
Probably
what-
not families.
That's the reason I'm suggesting to you, check with the local contractors around here. If we're gonna give the land away, set down specifications, how quick you want this land developed, you don't give them any tax abatement, and go. And what you want.
Nothing's been set in stone. Definitely not.
Well, we're spending a lot of money.
No.
We're spending a lot of money.
What we needed to find out, one, was we set in stone that we could not develop the land because of the pollution. That's one of our purposes.
That was the purpose with idea.
Is we needed to get that decided one way or the other.
Evidently, it is okay to develop.
Evidently, what he's told
Because
us.
somebody's taking the sign down there.
Which one's that? Oh, off the tree down
Off
there?
the tree.
I did that.
Why?
Because the land, we're actually using that property to park on and everything else.
You shouldn't.
But it's not technically through IDM, and I waited until we got the word back that the tops of the ground is fine. We needed to know whether it could be disturbed below by building on it, to do footers and everything else.
So can it?
As far as I know, it can,
Well,
because,
myself and my neighbors,
yeah.
they said against the way their lawyer wants to go.
That's the way I understood.
I'm telling you right now, the lawyer's not gonna make a decision on that.
Okay, that's all I've got.
Okay, appreciate that.
I know them two were together, the lawyer and that developer, they were gonna try to work out
Well,
a deal.
I have my thoughts, but
Can't
No.
trust you. You can.
I have a question.
yes.
What is it gonna cost to clean up that area?
That's what we're trying to find out through IDM, what is required. And so far, because my understanding was we couldn't do nothing with it for 5 years, and then after that, we couldn't do nothing with it. And it was to remain Greenland. Well, we was looking at our options of what it was gonna take. We were supposed to have a company come in that was gonna do samples and stuff and bore samples again to see what the levels were. And we had a company that would want to come in and they were gonna do it for free, basically for the advertisement with a new process of cleaning that soil. And if we could get it done for free and have that cleaned up, then they can advertise all they want with it, you know? Wasn't gonna cost us anything.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting on the information from that.
That will be interesting.
Yeah. Well, first we gotta find out from IBM what,
That's right. That's
what's the final word. If they have the final word on it. So, that's fine.
Have you heard anything about the Tipton Trails and wanting to use?
To come through? You had
I
one.
talked with a guy the other day, but his trail comes from, like, they're developing a trail between Kokomo and Newcastle, and it comes up through Elwood, and there would be a spur that comes here. And I'm sitting there going, no, no, I don't want to go to Windfall and then down to Elwood on a trail. I would rather have a trail
Straight
go
to
to
Tipton.
Tipton, but there was nothing in his plan for that, at least at the present time. I just talked with him last week. I mean, these are still in the development stages. It's taken them 20 years to get the Cardinal Trailway over by Muncie, and it goes everywhere from Richmond all the way up to Muncie and then north, I think, to Marion. But, yeah, nothing as far as from here to Tipton.
They, at one time, they were talking about that,
Yeah,
and, but, again,
this guy talked to me, it's like, they're on the old New York Central line that went through Elwood and then came up through Windfall. And then he was gonna spur off at Windfall and come over on 550, and it was like, that's just.
No,
I mean, there's no way.
No, that's not the trails
Yeah.
from Tipton.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah, but
more straight.
that's all anybody's ever said to me. Linda, you were on a committee a few years ago. What did they say?
No, that was, I was never on a committee.
Linda.
They always talked about it. They really wanted it to go through. It just never came to fruition. I mean, it was talked about and talked about and talked about. It's not even done down in Tipton, has it? No.
No.
So, I mean, really, it's going nowhere.
Yeah,
Right now.
and you get up into Howard County, up north of Oakford, and you've got some of the rail bed there that's just completely washed out. And, Kokomo Grain was supposed to buy that line, and they found out it was gonna be cost prohibitive to bring it up to snuff, so they snuffed the deal.
Yeah.
And I really haven't heard much more activity or anything about it even in
Yeah.
Tipton, so.
I know at one time I've heard that they was wanting to connect
It really did.
Howard County and Tipton County. I think they call that in there with a walk of excellence or something like that. They was gonna bring it this way, but it's all been talk. Haven't seen anything on paper.
Nothing, and no movement.
Yeah. It's a hurry up and wait thing. Anybody else?
Hey, Steve.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I had talked to Benji, it'd been a couple months ago, about my water shut-off box is all messed up, and it needs a cap on it. So I didn't know if he was
Well, what?
gonna be doing that.
Yeah, since it's not leaking.
Right.
It's not on the
Well, that
priority list.
was
I
the
don't-
problem that we had was my copper line was leaking at the time. We got
Well, we've
fixed.
had problems with that shut off.
Yeah, yes, that shut off is
The idea
way
is
down
to
in.
dig that out, put a
Yeah.
meter pit in.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He was
Meter
gonna
set.
come do it, but I'm sure
Yeah.
he got busy with the fourth.
Well, with the leaks that we've had and everything
Yeah.
else going on, so, yeah, and he's constantly down there at that lift station. But yes, that's on the agenda
Okay,
for
I was just
the,
making sure he's still
I'm
there.
hoping we'll get it in this summer before
Okay.
winter.
Yeah, hopefully in the winter, because the last time it broke, you guys couldn't shut it off.
Yeah. It'll make it a lot simpler to, well, like I said, when I worked here, that little 3-inch lid and 4-inch lid, it's hard to find in snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that 11.5-inch lid is a lot
But when
easier to
there's
find.
no lid, when there's just a hole,
Yeah.
it's really hard
Really
to
hard.
find.
Yes, that's on the agenda.
Gotcha, thank
Anybody
you.
else?
Yes, I do. Oh, go ahead, because you may say what I want.
I'm here for the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Do we have like an ordinance or a fine for open burning? Is my,
Yes, there is an ordinance on open burning. It has to be a pit, can't be over a certain size. I'm not gonna try to quote it because I don't know it by heart. Has to be wood only.
yeah,
Has to be for entertainment purposes only, and it has to be attended.
well, we got the attended portion of that, but everything else is not happening.
I've
My neighbor, I have had asthma all year, actually. It's been so bad. Tyler at one point wanted to take me to the ER. I cannot get better because my neighbor will not stop burning junk from Coleman's house. I'm sorry, but it is.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
I got a
It
report
smells
on,
so bad in our house, and we have a dog, we can't let her out all the time. It's really getting frustrating in my health, I cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot get
I
better.
got a report on what was being burnt last time, so I haven't had a chance to speak with Ray since he's been
Oh, I'm
back.
sure it is, I'm sure.
So,
It's the whole neighborhood that it
Yeah.
affects.
oh yeah, I know.
A lot of elderly people.
When you're, and I understand partially what is being done. He's burning wire to get the scrap copper, but no, it's not okay. You can't do that.
Is there any way to like, okay, he's had so many warnings, I've called, the other neighbors have called, Benji has called, everyone in town, I'm sure, has called at some point. When does a fine start happening? Because
I'll speak to Ray right after this meeting and
because if no one cares, like my health matters to me,
We do
and
care.
I'm tired of being sick.
yeah, we do care.
Okay, I mean,
Don't
I'm not,
think
you guys
we
don't
don't.
know about me being sick, but like. I'm
Like I
tired.
said, I got the call on it the other day, with information on it and stuff. But like I said, I haven't been able to get with Ray yet since he's been back from vacation.
Yeah,
So I'm sure he's already heard about it.
Is he the only marshal we have?
No, we have 2 deputies too.
Can they issue citations?
Yes.
Then why
Yes.
aren't they doing it?
Well, I don't know what the reason was. I don't know if we had one on duty at the
Who are
time.
the other deputies? Who are the other deputies?
Joe Farinella and Nate. what's his name?
Taters, I know one.
and then another thing is, someone is filling up Coleman's trash can. I know based off past experience, no one pays for that trash can.
Right.
So I don't know, can I use that trash can too? Like, that's my, or are we gonna, I just hate that the town is, no one's paying for that trash can.
Where's the trash coming from? Coleman's or?
I don't think so.
Is it an orange trash can?
Mhm.
Why did they replace it if they wasn't getting,
If nobody lived there.
no one lived there?
I think they probably just, my guess, they had no idea. They probably just dropped trash cans off at
Oh,
every house.
right. I'll have Benji pick that up.
Yeah, I just wanted the town to get paid for
Yeah.
that trash service.
I'll have Benji pick that up.
I think that was, do you have anything?
Anything else?
Yeah, I want to complain about the young people.
Can you make it up here?
Yes, I can.
Our camera has a certain view on it.
Okay. But I came here for a lot of things that she said because I live in front of her.
Okay,
But the thing of it is, how about the young people? We got 9, 10-year-olds out riding motorcycles, the little ones, and they're out riding the mopeds and have other little kids in there, or whatever those little cart vehicles are. We've got 9 and 10 and 12-year-olds doing that, and that's supposed to be 16 if they have their license.
as far as the motorized vehicles and stuff, I think they have to be of age.
On public
On
streets.
public
Years old, I just read that.
On public streets.
They can be 2 in their yard. We have no age limit for
Yeah,
people in their yard.
in their yards and on their personal property.
Yes,
And I know he said October 1st for the Coleman place, but there's weeds everywhere.
Yeah.
We're getting mice, we're getting, rats running across our roads and stuff, and I can't stand it.
Yeah, I even thought about going down there, weeding around the front of the property and down the fence line, not all of the property, but everything around the outside
And I'm
myself.
I'm at 209 West Meridian, so it's just one door
Yeah.
over for me that we're
Well,
getting all that.
As soon as, the hold we've got now is the guy that purchased it on the tax sale doesn't actually take physical possession of it until October
October 15th.
15th. Okay. We can't force him to clean it up, and since Coleman passed away, there's nothing we can do in that case. So come October 15th, once he takes possession, then we can get it issued that says, hey, you've got to do something with this, and he'll have a certain amount of time to get it done.
And does our town have an ordinance, because I've only been here 7 years. And does our town also have an ordinance on, let's see on that, does Joe have license to rebuild automobiles down there?
He does not.
he does not have a business
No,
license.
he doesn't.
Nor a variance.
And it's terrible down there.
I understand what you're talking about, the outside stuff. As far as him working on cars and stuff, that's kind of falls into the hobby. And I don't think he needs it.
Regardless, he can't do it. He can't do that in his driveway.
Okay.
No,
That's what I've said for months. There's
Yeah,
nothing I can do about it
he's
because he's
doing
under an
He's
abatement.
doing it for money,
Well, regardless, doing it for money or a hobby, you can't do it out in your driveway.
so.
And
You're not supposed to be able to tear down a car. It's car
You can't
parts.
work on a car?
You can, but you can't leave it out for days and on end.
And he
We're
pulls
sitting 5 foot
those
in the air.
cars up on ramps where
Yeah.
kids could get,
Yeah.
if it would back off and roll on the road and hit a kid.
I understand that.
Well, what about the cars that are under tents in driveways?
They're out of view and that's legal.
Okay,
I didn't want to have to do that, put it in a tent,
So you,
but I was forced to.
you wiggled your way around that ordinance
I used to live.
that we're gonna fine other people for.
I used to live.
Perfect. That's okay.
and how about people that pull in their yards and
Okay.
their vehicles are not plated? Can they do that?
As far as being plated and stuff, no.
Yeah, because they're
Uh,
not plated, a lot of them.
Help me out on that, Rick.
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
Vehicles in yards that aren't plated.
They have to be plated.
Okay, because we got some problems with that too.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
thank
made
you.
sure that all mine were legal.
Okay, thank you.
If it's in public view, it has to be street legal.
Okay.
What's public view?
If I can see it. Well, it's public view from anywhere there's public access. So if I go down an alley and I see it, it's technically has to be plated.
And Greg, is the tents allowed? Or am I usurping your question? Are the tents allowed to cover his vehicle?
The tents aren't specifically not allowed. They're out of
So
public.
it's
If they're,
vague.
if
So
it's,
if we rewrite that ordinance and we say that,
that's not in my wheelhouse. I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving legal advice. I can tell you that how the ordinance is currently written.
So
It's out of
technically,
public
on my
view.
vehicles, they were all pretty much legal to begin with.
They just were stationary. That's where we ran into the problem.
But they all start, they all run, they're all legal.
All
But-
tag,
Huh?
all tag, trucks on the side and that trailer.
So do we have a limit on how many vehicles we're allowed to own?
No,
Right.
So if
There's
they're out of view,
nothing,
I don't
you
understand.
cannot tell people
No.
what they can own,
No.
Right,
okay?
No.
Just like with my property, and I know I'm the board president, but it's my property, I paid for it,
absolutely.
okay? I pay the property tax on it,
Yep,
all my vehicles are legal,
yep.
so what's the
if they're
problem?
Out of
So if we
view, I
don't
don't
drive them, we're
understand.
not allowed to let them sit? We have to drive our car
Yes,
every
you
day?
do, according to the
They
ordinance
have to, wait a minute, you don't have to drive them,
operation.
right?
Thank you.
Operation,
They have to be operational and move, I think it says routinely. I'd have to look at it.
what's routine?
So
Because I have-
basically, I just need to go out and rotate mine around occasionally,
Yeah,
Okay. Gotcha.
and that's what.
10 days, isn't it?
But even though
I can't
yours are
remember off the top of my head.
intense,
I'd have to look.
they're not being,
They're out of view.
They're out of public view.
yeah, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay,
And I checked on that before I did. And I don't like the idea of doing that. I didn't want to put those tents up. I think it's ugly as hell.
I like your tennis.
I
do.
But if I had to do that, to be in a compliance, then I did it. So where does my rights end and somebody's feelings fall in?
If you're talking about the tent deal, my neighbor just brought in 8 chickens, 17 rabbits, and put a tent on them. That's legal? Yeah.
It is not legal.
That's not legal.
That is a lifestyle, not a car.
Farm out, that's,
That's
it's written into the ordinance. The way it's written, is my understanding, is farm animals, pheasants, fowl.
No, it says anything with.
on a hoof.
Anything with 12 feet and a hoof
Okay.
is in the order, that's the way the order treats it.
The tent notwithstanding, the animals themselves are not allowed.
Well,
So why we have goats, chickens?
why we have junk cars under a tent?
And they're not plated.
Are you saying my vehicle is a junk
If
vehicle?
it doesn't have a motor in it, that one sticking out, that blue one.
It's got a motor in it.
It wrecked it.
It's wrecked.
Front end's off it.
No.
You can drive that out there if you
No,
want to.
no, I couldn't.
No, I
But
thought
it's it's undercover.
No, it's not, yeah, it's in the sticking out.
Part sticking out, it's fine shaped, it's got legal plates on it.
And
Or
your
it doesn't run.
It
doesn't run.
Well, it can start.
I'm sorry, I said anything, your property looks great.
It can, hey, let's talk about the stuff sitting beside your house.
What have I got?
That drag blade,
What drag blade ain't there anymore?
okay, is it gone? It was there the other day.
Well, that's mine.
How'd you get that anyway? That belonged to the town.
No, I bought that
All
from
right.
Benji.
Uh,
I bought that from Benji, I didn't steal it.
Benji didn't own it. The town did. It never went through the board.
Benji took my money.
Okay, it never went through the board.
What else did I do with it?
So, okay, I'm sorry.
No, your place looks great.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to cross the street.
My name's Roger Fouch, I'm 407 East Elm, and I'm the little bug in the rug. So last month I gave each of you a list of things that I saw that could be done, if you recall. I think there was 15 things, and out of those things, I've seen 3 things that got done. The limbs were picked up at the tree line down at the lift station. They repaired the chain link fence, and they weeded around the pole barn at the pump house. Oh, and the trash receptacles at the golf, they got empty, but you're gonna keep them there, or just?
No, those concrete ones we're getting rid of.
Yeah,
I went down and emptied the trash cans.
thank you.
I put them in the trash cans we had down here at the,
And Lester, they
Ballpark.
removed the drainage lid on the,
Yeah.
on the, septic tank over here at HBI.
yeah, I had Benji go over and look at that to make sure it wasn't a storm drain or something. He said, no, it's a septic tank. So
Yeah.
he's got the lid you put on there, was that?
It was there.
Okay.
So we got that rolled over, it's a little heavy. And I guess I heard you say that Benji was getting a hot patch from E&B.
That's what he said on his notes.
I don't understand.
About what?
It's a base coat stuff like you used the first time out of that hot box he had.
Right. He gets whatever they sell up there.
What did you get it in? Go take the hot box up there?
Yeah. That same thing I did was took the hot box up there.
Fine top coat stuff I always got from there.
Well, I haven't been up there personally, but I know that it's limited on what you can get because the state has control over what they get first.
I understand that, and when I talked to the gentleman that runs that.
Yeah.
Early in springtime, they didn't have the top coat ready yet until they started the 31 project. But they had the base coat. And I was gonna find out when they had the other, because this stuff is using that. It's got rocks in that.
He's getting whatever he's been able to get up there. I don't know. Same, as far as I know, the same stuff.
Have you been billed for it?
I'd have to double check. I don't recall seeing one specifically.
From E&B paving?
I think I might have last month.
I just can't believe that they wouldn't have the other. We got 2 done at a time, that's no good deal. I don't think I saw it in last minute.
There's not any here in July 17th or the 14th of August.
If he pays with his credit card, it's not gonna show up anyway.
That could be true, yeah. But no, I don't see one just off of here.
Does he have a credit card to pay that much kind of money?
I think we've
Yeah,
got
we
an
like
account
to-
with D&B, don't we?
We could, I don't know, I'm just
Set
saying
it
if
up.
it's
They
paying with a
said
credit
you-
card.
When I spoke with that gentleman, he was sending you paperwork to set up a new account.
I don't think I've seen it.
They do have an account.
We had one up there when I was.
Yeah, when I was there. He told me when I spoke with him, he was gonna send that to you. And I remember I spoke to you and told you to be looking for that.
I don't remember seeing it either.
I'll see if I still have it. Okay. That's all I had. Oh, one other thing, is the motor broke?
No.
This is terrible. This lot over here,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been there since July 4th. Is that pump house lot down there?
Yeah.
Looks terrible.
I know the pump house, I talked to Benji, he had, because it got so tall there for a little while, he had James mow it on like a 4 and then drop it down to a 3.5.
It's this tall.
Okay. I'll have to look
And
at
also,
that.
you should look at maybe getting a seamless guttering. I think that's in sections on the pump house. And it's just sagging.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Look at, maybe get addressed and get that new guttering. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, one thing.
Yeah, I'm Joe Fouch, 221 Southwest Street. Only thing I'm gonna say, we need to fix that hole down there in front of Hollingsworth. Every time I hit that, I get a big jump. It's where they busted it open.
It's on North Church Street.
And I can't go unless I hit that if I'm in the car.
No, it was a water tube yellow house.
Oh, okay.
What's his name?
Rick
Rick Hayes' house. So it sits across the street from Rick Hayes, and
It's
never
too
been
low.
patched. It's too
Okay.
low.
And every time I hit it, if you meet a car this way, you're going this way, hey, you're gonna drop. I bet Ray knows that too.
Absolutely.
I'll have Benji look at it then.
And it's tearing up the street around it.
That's all I know, all I got. Was just bad right there.
So I got someone came to my house and complained about those motorbikes and the 4-wheelers.
Yep.
You're going to make a visit specifically to address the
Correct.
age limit in the street,
Correct.
and that's all that you'll be able to do.
As far as them riding on private property, I know it's
They are allowed, do we have a time ordinance for age?
the
before
only,
age?
well, it's the noise ordinance.
The noise
The
ordinance?
noise ordinance is the
I
only thing that
just want
applies.
to, not for Mike, but I want everyone to hear what the rule is about that.
Yeah, the only thing is it has to be, shut down by 11 o'clock at night.
So they can ride up to 11 PM
Yes.
on private property, no age limit.
No
But
age
if
limit.
they are in the street, they have to be 16 and have a driver's license.
Correct.
So noise ordinance is 11 o'clock.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's 10. Now,
I thought it was 10.
I've talked
That's why
to,
clarification's great.
I've talked to Bridge about some of that too, because it's down on his property.
I want to say it's
Um,
11, so I'm not.
He tells the kids and stuff to shut them down by 8 o'clock. So, out of respect.
Are we still open?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
My name's Don Page.
Yes,
I just bought the property, 215, 216, about
Yes.
one here.
yes.
And I need to know what I can put there.
Okay,
Am I allowed to put a single wide,
mobile home.
fill in a modular?
I think the modular has to be,
I mean, as long as the wheels are taken off, it's on a
Yeah.
permanent foundation.
if it goes on a
The
foundation,
tongue is gone.
yeah. And, are you talking single wide? Cause it's gotta be
920.
960
square feet.
square feet at least.
Okay, it has to be that much.
Yeah.
Okay, I was told like it's supposed to be under 100, 800 something square feet.
No, at least 960 square feet,
Okay,
living space.
okay,
And it's gotta be on a foundation, tongue and the wheels gotta be removed.
okay, okay, I understand that. Okay, now, get another, I know there are lots 215 and 216 is what I have.
No, you've got 215 and 217, I believe. 216 is across the street.
That's the address, but the lot number.
Oh, the lot number.
is 215 and 216 where I voted about.
Okay, so
215.
the legal address, because see, I did your locate
That's right,
Yeah.
that's right.
for the power stuff.
You're the one that called me and said it was across the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
216 is
Well,
across
I
the
never
street.
realized that until you told me that. I looked down and saw the address.
Yeah,
So what is my legal address?
where that property is, that's one big lot. So 215 is your house number.
Okay, so I'm only getting one water bill, one tax bill.
Right.
On every kind.
And that property goes over, I think that's,
1.5.
I think it's a lot and a half. I don't think it's 2 complete lots. It's
It's
just
I
one
haven't
lot.
completely surveyed that.
It is.
Roughly.
Yeah.
It is a lot and a half, and this is it is addressed as 216.
Yeah.
Which is wrong.
Even numbers are on the
I thought
the north side.
I thought if you told me I was gonna have to throw those people out of my house.
Might have a fight on you there, but yeah, I got it for a foundation. Whatever you decide to put there or something, you'll have to come up and get a permit.
Oh, I will, I needed to,
Okay.
figure out what I needed, what I don't need. I think that was all my questions, basically.
Yeah.
Just what I could-
But I think that only falls under one address,
Which one?
215.
So the house on the corner. the house
No,
on-
it's the one that was tore down, the
house on
Lucky's.
the corner,
Oh.
you share that parcel. So it's just one address for that house, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So what are you putting in there? Double white?
I don't know, I think I got a little ahead of myself. My daughter lives down on, West Jane Street,
Jane
709
Drive.
at the end there. Neighbor relatives live across the street.
Where she live?
709 Jane,
Okay. I grew up at 710.
okay, the last name is Witherow.
No, McNally. The
No.
house just west of Withrow's, the big gray one,
Oh, yeah, okay.
that's the one I grew up in.
So, yeah, and I just want to get by this. I'm actually living in Florida. I was involved in that hurricane and everything was wiped out.
Oh, yeah.
They're not quite,
It's why I sold down.
they're not quite done with my house yet, so it's been almost a year.
Yeah.
So, as everybody leaves here, goes to Florida with a good idea, but they always come back when they get older. And I've got a hip replacement, and, my daughter wants me to move back here, but I wanted to put an ADU in her backyard, but, I think, that the people might go okay with her husband, so.
Right.
So then, this plan came available, I'm just trying to get by with putting something nice and decent in there, and it'll be brand new, whatever I put in
It'd be
there.
nice, you get a double white in there.
And I would like that, I would like to.
It'd be nice,
Looking for
nice
retro
choice.
homes, I've been looking for,
I think it's a lot and a half.
yeah, okay.
All right.
All right, I appreciate everything,
You're
thank
welcome.
you, it's been a big help, it's been a big help to me.
All right.
I tried the foundation.
Yes,
And
yes,
that's just certain size.
yeah, that's what we discussed with them.
Yeah, it'll be a permanent foundation, whether it's a.
Yeah, it's gotta be on a block foundation and wheels and tongue and all that.
Back next month, you can approve all this.
Okay.
Stuff and-
All right, sounds good.
I know what you're talking about.
All right.
I think the
Thank you.
fire probably want to approach you guys.
What's that?
The size that it has to be.
960 square feet living space.
Thank you.
And I do want to get along with all my neighbors, so if you have any problems with me.
Yeah, if you have any problems with me, just let me know.
Don't start fighting, I need my money, my parking lot.
No, I'll show up.
I'm hard to deal with.
Thank you very much.
Mike Terry, Tipton County Council, and I decided to come up here because I thought the meeting needed to last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
No, just a few observations and a few things that I want to share with the board here and the folks of Sharpsville. As I'm sitting back here watching the meeting, listening, I hear a lot of talk about ordinances. Again, I was here a few months ago, made the recommendation maybe to come and talk to the county about teaming up with the planning and zoning department. That invitation is still out there. I know we've worked on it in the past and it kind of fell apart, but I would really like to see us get together and start some conversations with the county, with commissioners, council, planning department, see if there's an opportunity there to put together our resources, pool our monies together and help with some of this code enforcement ordinances. And I'd be happy to facilitate that if you guys are interested. Let me know and we'll try to get things rolling in that direction. The other thought that I had is with the old cheese factory property and the fact that you guys don't have an RDC, there are opportunities available if it's beneficial to work with the county RDC. I know that RDCs have more leeway in how to dispose of properties. They can do things that town boards and councils can't do. So, speaking on behalf of myself, I am on the county RDC, but I think the county would be willing to work with you if it's beneficial for the county and you guys to work together to put that property in a redevelopment commission's hands to help something move forward. The only thing I will say about abatements and all of that is we want to look at who's coming onto the property, what's it going to bring to our community. If we're going to look at tax abatements, what are we going to get in return? Is it going to be more than what we're abating? Are we going to, you really have two sources of income. One is property taxes, the other is income tax. So if we abate the property taxes, we need to make sure that the people moving in there have a high enough income tax to offset that abatement. But we need people, the entire state of Indiana lacks on housing. It's a prime opportunity. We're in a great location here. Also, if we can get the population up in Sharpsville, that helps when it comes time to look at access on the 31. The more people you're needing to get access on the 31, the more likely you're going to get that access through the state of Indiana. So I know I kind of just threw a lot out there, but those are some of the observations I had, and I just wanted to share my thoughts with you. Okay, thank you.
Do you know who develops and builds in Tipton, the city, the brick duplexes where one is closer and one is further back
There's a handful of local contractors.
that do those?
Mhm.
They look so nice.
Yeah, and I know Ashley Construction's done them for years. Smith Construction has done a number of
Okay.
condos and duplexes. And you know, by stepping up that, I don't want to say quality, but stepping up the price point of the house then ensures that the people that are going to move in there will have a little higher income, which is what generates money for your roads, your police, your fire, all of that. So, sure. Thank you.
Mike, you have a good one now, buddy.
You too. Hey, when you get up there, could you speak louder?
Thanks, Mike.
Anybody else?
I have one thing that I do want to say. As the person that constantly deals with the headache that is ordinances.
Yeah.
And I've been back 3 years and we've spent the last year and a half trying to get a system in place to actually enforce this stuff. It is incredibly frustrating when I do try to enforce ordinances. And it is met with a resounding, why do I have to do it? Because they don't. That is extremely frustrating for me because it puts me in a predicament and it makes me look like I'm nitpicking when I'm not. When I would say that there is a lot of validity, sorry, my tongue rolled a little bit there, a lot of validity to everybody's complaints with ordinances. Ordinances are quite literally the bane of my existence. But I can tell you that the issues that we have related to a few of them that we've gotten judgments on, and there has been absolutely no improvement whatsoever, does not put much faith in that. As everybody is aware, I have been dealing with the same 11, 12 properties for the upwards of 6-7 months now. And there's 3 or 4 that have not improved whatsoever, and a few of those have improved greatly and then went right back to it. Now, on the other hand, there is probably another 12 to 13 that never even got reported in a meeting because it was resolved within a couple weeks. So again, for clarification, the way that the ordinances are enforced, the way that legally we're doing it, is when somebody's in violation of an ordinance, they get a warning, and usually the window between that is 30 to 60 days to correct the issue, unless it's a life-saving or a life-threatening issue, because that gets resolved much quicker. The problem that we have with junk vehicles, we have junk on properties, we have discarded trash, we have weeds and overgrowth and vegetation and all this stuff. Yes, our ordinance is great, but our ordinance is only as good as the paper it's written on. And unfortunately, the way that our current system is set up, we lack the ability to write somebody into court like we once did when you could write them into Sharpsville Court. Because we don't do that, and this is all civil in nature. Our current system is set up, and I summons them. I have no subpoena power, but I issue them a citation and a request to come to the next board meeting. I think the problem with this is not going to be a long-term solution to a majority of the issues that we have, because it is not solving anything. There is currently, I think, 4, if my notes are right, there's 4 that have been referred to the attorney for the upwards of 4.5 to 5 months, and then 1 has been referred to the attorney for 9 months, and there has been no status change whatsoever. I think the problem with that is, and I hope the board has some kind of understanding of where I'm coming from with this, I'm the one that gets blamed for all of this. When something's not being enforced, they're the first person to blame is me. And I have wide shoulders. I've been doing it a long time. I'm fine with taking that burden. But I think it's important that people understand, well, yes, I am the enforcement branch of the town. I will say that I can only enforce so much. I can write things until I am blue in the face, and it does not improve anything unless action is taken. I cannot continue to do that and for it not to be nothing to be done with it is what I'm saying. So I say this with the 3 or 4 addresses that are still and remain in violation of ordinances that are coming, that will be issued a citation to come to the next board meeting. I'm requesting that we do a little more homework as far as the resolving these issues, because it's going to be a nonstop issue. I think that it's going to continue to persist if we don't do something. Unfortunately, we live in a different world than it was 25, 30 years ago, when you would get a ticket and the issue would be taken care of, you'd pay your fine and you'd move on and you wouldn't do it again. A strong majority, unfortunately, in this town are short-term tenants or renters that do not have an invested interest in their property. They only, do the bare minimum, and unfortunately, the bare minimum does not meet the standards of a lot of people. It doesn't meet the standards of our ordinances. There is multiple properties along Walnut alone. I can think of 5 off the top of my head right now who I've had conversations with 3, 4, 5, 6 different times, and have tried to start a process, and it has not went anywhere. Unfortunately, we're now to the point where I'm not going to have any option. My leeway has been exhausted, and all I can do is give it to you guys. Obviously, and in turn gets referred to the attorney. But I don't know how fruitful it's going to be continuing to do something like how we're doing it. I think that we need to give a good, long, hard look at doing something with the properties that are in violation of these ordinances, so that we go through the processes of abating those properties by fixing the issue and then tagging a bill onto the property. I say this because we have, for instance, the property at 111 South Brown and 111's the sticky one because of the tax issue, or the property at 126 South Brown that have continued to be this issue, along with multiple along Walnut. My issue is we're not taking any further action, and then I have to go and enforce ordinances when they're not worth the paper they're written on. So it unfortunately puts me in a predicament, because how am I supposed to fix the issue? Kids on bikes, kids on four-wheelers and mopeds or whatever, that's a huge safety issue. That's something that'll be addressed 100%. Kids running around after, I got a call when I was on vacation of kids running around at 11 o'clock at night. And I'm talking 9, 10, 11 years old. I made a phone call, the issue got addressed. But the problem is, because I was on vacation, the problem is we're to a point where I go and write a warning to somebody, and I've written 2 in the last 2 weeks alone, and their exact response is, "Why do I care? Because the town looks like crap anyway," referring to town properties. Again, I understand that there's a system and this stuff takes time. And building a system like we've built for the last 3 years, for the first year, there was no change with the attorney. And then we came in with this new system as far as how to try to enforce this stuff. Unfortunately, that is not changing. So my request to the board were to be, what's the point in me enforcing these if we're not going to move forward with any of it? And what I mean by moving forward with it, and I'm not putting this all on you guys, don't take it that way, but we have other avenues that we can do. We have avenues like Councilman Terry mentioned, where how the RDC works, and there's some limitations on that, I know. But you could very easily, and we did this in 2017 on a couple different properties where they weren't mowing. The town would go in and mow, and then it was supposed to get to a certain point, the attorney would file paperwork and put a lien against that property. So there's at least some kind of financial punishment out of the civil infractions that these are. I cannot walk onto somebody's property and point a gun at them and tell them to clean up their yard. I know that there's some people that wish I could do that. I'm not going to jail for any of you, so I'm not doing that. But I think that the problem is that we're now entered to a point where every single one not every single one, quite a few that I have written or talked to in the last 6 months have given me the exact same thing. And that is, they bring up on multiple times the park gets brought up, or on multiple times other issues have gotten brought up. And it does throw an egg onto my face, because how am I supposed to enforce something that who am I supposed to write a violation to the town on? Like, that's my issue. So I feel like, I'm being hypocritical on a lot of those fronts, as far as enforcing it goes. And then on the other side of it is, what am I supposed to do if there's no action being taken? For instance, with those properties.
Okay, in action, you're thinking we need to come down harder on the utility employees to keep the town properties mowed.
I'm not referring to that
And
alone.
or does the attorney need to have more teeth and file judgments or with the court?
I think the growing frustration among the townspeople, as well as me being the enforcement branch of you guys, is that writing it to somebody who does not care that they get a tax abatement is not going to improve the property or the neighboring property values. However, if you pursue something along the lines of correcting the issue and then taking the amount that it costs us to correct the issue, and I know there's a cost to this, I'm not saying it's free, but we do have employees, we do have things that we can pursue that you put a financial value on it. I mean, I know back when you were when you were the utility manager, you used to keep track of mowing yards for me, and I would turn that into the attorney. And I think on a few occasions it got taken care of. But at the time, I think we went through a couple attorneys, so it changed. But I think the problem is that they're not worth the paper they're written on when they're not enforced. And what I mean by enforced is I'm doing this and there's no recourse whatsoever for the issues to be corrected. Therefore, it looks like I'm not doing it. Well, that's not true. I got paperwork saying I am. But I think we need to revisit the conversation with the attorney. And I'm sorry that Felix isn't here to speak to it. But at some point we need to do the same thing over and over again. It's the definition of insanity. And we've been doing the same thing over and over again for 3 years. 2 years, excuse me. Well, I'm just speaking to this most recent.
Yeah.
So for the last 2 years, and there has been no movement on the properties that everybody complains on. I mean, I have a stack in my car that every time I'm working, I'm driving around looking at properties. And I think that the issue is that if we just need to revisit that with the attorney. And I don't know if, what the proper change would be. But I'm incredibly frustrated as everybody is, because, it appears as if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I am. There's just nothing coming out of it. I can summons them into a board meeting until I'm blue in the face. But if there's no, I hate to say punishment, but if there's no teeth to it, what's the point?
It's kind of like not writing tickets on Church Street for speeders.
You can argue that point, yes. Yeah.
I can understand what Ray's saying. I know another officer did the same thing, Steve. I can understand both these guys what they're saying. It's not their job to do that all the time, but the board thinks that that's their job to do. Hey, I know, Steve. I know.
I think, I don't think so much as a job that we know what we get hired in for and we understand what we need to do.
Yeah, but I knew what you went through though. You really didn't have to.
Well,
They specify that you should do it.
Okay, but I'll contest to what Ray said as well. We worked on Davis property for years just to be able to get an ordinance to go on there, to be able to legally go on there. We involved the health department. We involved everybody we could. We finally got to that point where we was allowed to go on that property. We, as taxpayers, spent money to a company to clean up that property for us. They put a lien against that home, and nothing else was done. And then when she figured out a loophole somewhere, she put it as no trespass. I had vehicles towed out of there one time. She found a loophole on that and had them put back on the property the same night. I even had them towed 50 miles out of the county, and she had them towed back. So I understand Ray's.
I can understand both of
as
that.
far as the
When you were on duty.
and we fought that for many years, trying just to get to the, and there's no validity in the things that they say. I mean, there's no backing when it comes to it. He can write everything in the world, unless they're breaking a state statute at that moment. Like you said, that piece of paper is just a piece of paper.
Yep.
My only request is that we explore a conversation on
Can you help,
possibly
can you
changing
put
that version.
together some recommendations for us for the next meeting?
I'm sure I could look at something, yeah.
Okay, that would help us to understand it.
Absolutely.
Question. Is the ball dropped at the town boards, or is the ball dropping with the attorney?
That's not for me to say.
Why not? You just brought it up.
Well,
Something's not right.
you have to bring it up because ordinances are hard to enforce anyways. I think that the ball is being dropped, to use your terms, the ball is being dropped currently on how we're approaching addressing the issue. Now, the current system was put in place, was with the attorney on how we go about enforcing them. As far as summoning them in, I hate saying summoning because I don't have summons power, but bringing them in to talk to the board. Before that, with previous attorneys, we didn't even have it that far. And when you were on the board, we had multiple conversations about what are we supposed to do here? Because I can tell them, hey, you're in violation of the ordinance. That means nothing. I think that the problem is that in Sharpsville, born and raised here, I understand the frustration and how everybody wants the town to look nice, and I agree 1,000%. But I think we need to go about readdressing the way we are enforcing those ordinances, and have a conversation, like Councilman Terry said, to explore how the county is doing it, and even if we don't get a partnership or whatever going with them, they have the time and the resources to do that. Now, at the same time, I know there's frustration with, all kinds of things. But I think that the problem is that we're doing something and it's not working. So to answer your question, Lester, I would say that I'm not sitting here saying it's the town board's problem. I'm not sitting here saying it's just the attorney's problem. I'm not sitting here saying it's all me. I'm sitting here saying that the pattern that we're using now isn't working. We have to look at something different. So we can have, the process needs to change.
Process needs to be sped up properly.
Correct. We have made great efforts. I have towed an unbelievable amount of cars out of this town. There has been properties that have been cleaned up. And I know sometimes that's hard to see. I understand that wholeheartedly. I think that the issue is that we've had the same ones that have been a problem since I was in diapers that are still like that. So 32 years later, the problem is still there. Now, that's not a good excuse. I'm not saying that. But I think that we have to readdress the way we're enforcing those, because otherwise we can have another 3-hour meeting and it's not going to solve crap, for lack of a better term, to do it. And, it's all going to be one of those things. Who's enforcing the ordinances? Well, it's the bald guy with the beard. Well, the bald guy with the beard, I don't know what else to do. We have to change the way we're doing this. Everything's really good up until you get to that portion. 95% of people that have had issues, I've had a conversation with them, and their stuff's been fixed within 30 days. Now, 45 days later, I have to have another conversation with them. I'm not saying that hasn't been the case, but I think that we do need to readdress the way we're doing this. So I'll work on things for the next meeting.
Me again. I think I've been here for 45 years and I've never seen the town look as bad as it does. And I believe that the leadership needs to show an example. And I believe that the town employees have to do their job. Be an example. Clean the streets, spray the weeds, flush the hydrants, paint the hydrants. That big pile of spoil down there at the pump house, I don't know how that ever got started. So all that needs hauled out of here. Hire a triaxle and get that stuff out of here.
I know you got sand and stone down there.
Yeah, that was for Lester's, and that was supposed to be moved for the park and the volleyball court. It's down there, and another pile. I'm talking about the big pile of dirt with weeds on top about this place.
Yeah.
What does that set an example for other people?
I do.
I hate it.
Yeah. Well, as far as dirt and stuff, when I was here, I kept it back here behind the cemetery on that piece of land we own back here. I kept extra
I
dirt.
just don't know
back
why
there.
they accumulated it. It's a grinding
That's
road.
been-
Grinding.
Well, part of it was grindings from when they did Meridian.
Yeah. I just don't understand, but I would truly believe that if the towns would set the pace, set the bar higher, that people will follow and they see, hey, they care, and that looks good. Look what the town did, How many times has Benji watered the flowers that we bought for the 4th of July?
Never.
Never. I come up twice, done it, because they're about dead, all left over. Do they care? There's a paint pan and a roller on the thing that the Woodards used leaning against this building over here.
Is there?
Been there since the 4th of July. Do they see? Do they look for stuff? Another thing I don't understand. He picks up stuff on the yard waste on Tuesdays and Fridays. And he does a good job for the most part. That truck sits down there from Tuesday, full, and it's not needed again till Friday, so they go dump it on Friday to fill it up again to leave it till Tuesday. I don't understand. What if they need that truck?
I know part of it, and I did the same thing, that if I didn't have a full load, I didn't waste a trip to Tipton.
I'd get rid of it, you might need the truck.
So, well, I looked at it this way, that if I needed the truck, I'd go empty it, but.
I don't know, just things I
But,
say.
no, there was times when I didn't have a full load, there was no sense in wasting the trip to Tipton.
I always thought waste that full to me when I saw it.
It might have been. Go ahead.
Real quick, Jason Henderson, been on the planning with the county for 18 years. I'm sure the citizens would love to see the abilities that maybe the county and or the city's done in Tipton. But we can get a structure actually from process to finish taken down within 3 months. It is, like Ray's saying, it's a structured process. Unfortunately, you guys are probably your ordinance, the hearing authority. Ray's delivering his paperwork, the county and city, the commissioners have taken down structures in Curtisville and get the money back. But it can be a fast process. You're lucky that you're going through that comprehensive part right now, because that can then help you determine some ordinance changes. And quite honestly, anybody that sits on BZA or Board of Works, any of those types of hearing authorities are not liked individuals when they're bringing action against people who aren't wanting to do things. You look at changing the assessment rates or the penalties, like for instance in Tipton, if you're violated, you can be violations in 3 or 4 things. Once you're noticed, there's a monetary amount that starts ticking, and each violation can get up to an amount of $5,000 that can be leveled against the property. But if you have the hearings and you go through those processes, it makes it really simple for the court to rule in the town's favor or in the county's favor. So I'm also very happy that the commissioners and the county council appropriated the money to do those individual chapters, not just for Sharpsville, but for Kenton and Windfall as well. And if you were to read their comp plans, it's the exact same thing that the citizens are wanting, which is people be able to take up their ability to maintain their properties and the town to, of course, enforce it. Maybe you have to where you guys delegate that authority to somebody else to help with that process, to expedite it. So don't take anything off the table. There was somebody else that was talking about mowing. I'll be happy to share with Marshall, and maybe he probably already knows about it. There's a good neighbor law that you can go on there without the liability of trespass and mow somebody else's property. You can clean weeds if you want to. I'm not talking about the town doing it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the citizens.
Right.
You gotta go up and knock. It's gotta be somewhat abandoned or not taken care of. You're not liable then if you follow a couple processes.
So it has to be abandoned.
It doesn't have to be abandoned. It has to appear to be a vacant and things like that. But we'll share it. Maybe the marshal probably already knows about it. But any citizen can do that, and they're not set up for liability. Because, like this young lady was saying about rodents, things like that, can maybe start nesting in there. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So those people can do that. But the county does show that they want to help, and I'm sure you guys want to help as well. It's just you guys rely on him to help you interpret your process. So just a thought.
Real quick before you guys go,
Yeah.
Stu Cox. I'm a new homeowner here now, not that I want to be because of the situation, but I agree with everybody. I don't think that there should be an apartment complex put on that property. I do think that in order to make our community grow, maybe a structured duplex, a condo or something that puts a permanent family in there, not a 6-month family every month. I think that would be great for that in town. We all seen what the 4th of July celebration was like, how many people came in our community. I think when they see things like that, it makes them want to come to our community more. I agree with that 1,000,000%. So, and I know you guys don't want the properties there. You know, we fought for years and years and years to get that property where we wanted it. And to jump it up by a contractor that lives in another state that benefits off of us. And that's it, you know. I think it's great. I also think that maybe you should look into maybe bridge landscaping as far as their, building a home there or something. If you guys are giving that property out or something, they're doing a great job as far as, doing a lot of stuff, a lot of homes in the community. I don't know if you guys noticed the one down here, that's gonna be a $500,000 home and stuff. You know, it's, that's increased all of our property values. As far as the four-wheelers and dirt bike complaints, my son's one of them. I'll speak to the marshal about it tonight after we leave. I'll address it. I mean, I understand. Yeah, and I'm not appeased to not being part of the problem. So I'll address it with my son when he gets back from vacation. And I'll speak to the marshal tonight as well. So, yeah.
Steve, the only thing that the kids are doing is not violating our rules. Stop at stop signs.
Well,
Let the
my
other
kids
person-
ride on the other end of town, so they'll come up here. I'm not worried.
Yeah, I'm just saying things like that worries me.
Well, I understand too.
That they
It worries everybody. It worries me as a
Yeah.
father, it worries people in the community, you know? Yeah, and, you know, when I bought the piece of equipment, the person I bought it from was concerned because I was buying it for a 13-year-old boy, but he's a 13-year-old boy, so. One thing I do want to ask is, I know you guys are going through ordinance and everything. Can somebody cut the bushes at Bale's property?
Oh,
I mean, when you come in, we fought for so many years to get the ADA put in, and the corners look nice down there, and now when you drive in, we got the new marquee at the church, and all you see is a big gigantic bush, so you can't look around when you're coming north on it.
Go ahead north.
Yeah, and I know, I'm getting older, so I know what we fought for all the years,
Church.
you know, so just something like that.
Homeowner notice on things.
I didn't want to become a homeowner this way.
It's the brick
Where the
house,
church
it's
is.
Fernand's, it's the church, is it this
The
house?
church and this house.
It's probably Bale's house.
I don't know Dale's.
Okay, tall gray.
Just look for the big bush.
Tall gray, okay,
Yeah.
that one,
Right on the corner.
yeah.
But I agree with everybody on the parking thing. I don't think we need apartments. I think we need something like Butler has out here. You know, exactly like that. I mean, that's, yeah, and it, you know, if it brings in a young couple, it keeps them here for 10 years instead of 6 months. You know? But thank you guys.
Thank you.
I'm going home. I've been at work all day. Bye, guys.
I've heard a lot of speaking. We moved here, what, almost 40 years ago, and they're one of my grandparents. And I love that old town, this one. And it means a lot to me. It really does. It's important. It's a sweet old place. It's a great place for families and old people to cry. But overall, if you see both the people, they go on there within the fish shrubs and the directions. It's just those little touches. It's like Donnie cleaning up our curb all the time.
Oh,
So
it looks
easy to
nice.
do. It's so easy to do. We gladly help the neighbors. It's family. Right there, a young family. Or an old one. We're close to 80, and we're still doing it. And we like to do it. What's something wrong with us? But anyway, I hate to hear it a second down too much. Because basically we are still that little town in the world.
Yeah.
A long time ago. When our parents, grandparents, mothers, fathers, lived here. So just remember, it's a great place.
Place is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
We're done.
They're down, like,
All of them, Kyle and all of them.
that's it.
All right, anyone else?
Take a
I
motion to
motion that we
adjourn.
adjourn
After you
and sign the
paper.
minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Just know, I would.